think phase one exemplifies what we mean by multi-generational church. Phase one helped solve some challenges that we had for those young families with kids of different ages, but then it also addressed some of our adult classes to ensure that they were aligned in places that were appropriate and comfortable for our adults. We say we're a multi-generational church, and to me, phase one just exemplified exactly what that means.
I think for us, we've seen our 2-year-old become excited to come to Tiny Town. Just with all the things that they've done, he's always looking forward to it now, which that was not necessarily the case before then. So,
and especially when you start to think of what the church is here for, it's to facilitate fellowship with one another and worship towards God. Phase one allowed us to help facilitate the fellowship with one another. In our young adults ministry, suddenly there's an explosion of people that are at our church. We've got new kids that are all over the place that get to use all of the great equipment that we get to set in right now. I'm excited to see phase two is just that second hand of focus towards the worship that we get to have with one another.
I was pretty cynical. I was pretty skeptical. I was pretty critical of the decisions with regard to phase one, and how can we spend so much money on that when we could, how many missionaries can you fund with that? How many different ways could we be expanding the gospel using those same funds? But I trusted the Lord, right? Like my submission ultimately has always been unto Him, but I also know there's a biblical mandate and a principle for myself to support the leadership that God has put over us as a body of Christ and here locally. As it tends to happen, God proves Himself out. I know myself, I meet here with the college guys and leaders that we're mentoring and discipling. I meet with them here at the church, up in the second generation space, just outside of that. I wasn't doing that previously because there honestly wasn't really great spaces here at the church to do it. So God proved Himself out and chose to show me that, hey, you can trust me because I am faithful. Whether you believe or agree of the logistical things that we're doing here, I have a plan, and He proved Himself out.
I think COVID was a time that really brought it home to me how much it was important to be with others. I remember one of the last times the choir was together for COVID. We were doing the Christmas special, and it was a sweet time. And over the next few months, I watched that on TV a lot, just to feel like I was closer to my church family.
Just having like small children, I've paced these hallways so many times just with a crying baby. Just like, why am I here? Like, what's the point? It seems like every time someone will come to me and be like, you're doing great, like, this is worth it. That's why it's so important to have just be as a group in general, but also have people who have been in that phase of life to be like, I know it's hard, but you got it. It's gonna be okay in the end.
I've talked to a lot of friends and family who think, well, I can just watch online, that's okay. I'm still getting my spiritual nutrients that I need, but it's just different when you're here and you're surrounded by fellow believers and a family. Being able to come together and just share those experiences and lean on each other and help each other out is something that you can't get anywhere else.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to see what they're going to do with the choir loft. I was in the choir for 20 plus years, and I remember sitting up there and you'd never be able to hear what the speaker was saying. And so I would turn and watch the screens and read lips, and everybody in the audience would be laughing, and I'm like, what'd they say? I didn't hear it. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get the choir closer to the congregation.
Getting the cameras no longer in the alleyway after being on security. I mean, with people that have mobility assistance that's needed, having legs and tripods out in the middle where people are setting, people setting in the pews where there's dead spots directly behind them. I'm excited to see that go. I mean, just for functionality's sake.
Probably now more than ever, we need more Jesus. And this place is critically important to being that bridge for individuals to deepen their relationship with the Lord. I view phase two really as the welcome mat into Second Baptist Church. One of the first things that a young family or an adult couple is going to do when they come to this place is probably not to go to an ABF. It's probably not to go to a class or a Wednesday night something, though that may happen. But they're going to go into that worship center. When you walk into a place, it should exemplify how important that this church is to these people. Because this is God's house. This is God's church. It's not our church, it's God's church. And I believe that when we honor him, it should be shown through this building. It's a witness to who we have been and who we are in the future.
That resonates with me because the appearance of our current auditorium visually communicates that God has done some great things in the church. The renovated version is communicating to people that we expect God to do things in the future.